Around June of 23, we got a call saying we're sending a referral. He's needing some help. And then I called him, and that's the first time I'd ever spoke to him. And when I asked him during that first phone call, what kind of help do you need? What can we do? He specifically said, I made the decision I want to live.
I used to hate getting on Twitter or Facebook or Instagram and seeing all my friends doing like cool stuff, going here, going there, doing this, doing that, you know. And I would just be stuck in my room seeing the same four walls every day. And I just really didn't like myself then and the person I was. In 2016, 2015, that mass first appeared. And then just gradually from then on, and it kept getting bigger. I was embarrassed about getting help, so I isolated myself from everybody, from family, from my friends, and it was just basically just me and my mom. You know, I stayed in my room. I didn't see nobody. I spiraled into depression and anxiety real terribly bad. I couldn't even walk because the mass was so big.
He had been bedbound for years and could not even stand up or anything on his own.
I was just hurting and I was scared. Life didn't pause. I could have got help years ago and maybe my situation wouldn't have been as bad as it was, and I wish I would have looking back now. I was just embarrassed by what other people think, and because I missed out on so much of it at that point already, I was ready to not miss out on any more. People are always in your corner, and sometimes it might not seem like they are. It might seem like you're by yourself or you're alone, and maybe that's true, but also maybe people are there, they just don't know how to help you. And from experience, I know that nothing will get done unless you yourself take the first step. I called all the way to the front room, called my uncle, and then we called an ambulance, and they came and picked me up, and I just started getting answers.
It was something I'd never come across in my career. The situation of seeing a very young man in a very dire situation. We had been making phone calls. We were trying to find out, okay, what kind of help can we get him? Trying to get him in a skilled facility where they could help him stay the best health he could so that he could qualify to have surgery to remove this mass and everything. And my staff and I called over 50 facilities. We called multiple states. We racked our brains trying to think of where I called Texas. Kim, one of my nurses, was calling California. We were, Googling patients that had gone through this, and we were calling the doctor's offices that they went through and just trying to get help and to see what was feasible. Every lead that we were given, we called, and we were turned down. It was frustrating and heartbreaking. It was heartbreaking. Even finding a surgeon to look at him was difficult. I went to leadership and I was like, we've got to do something.
Ultimately, they continued to have some gaps in care that they needed help with that were just kind of out of the ordinary for our patient.
We started meeting a few times and said, okay, what can we come up with? I mean, it took everybody. It took everybody from the department, the clinic. There was no one that was willing to give up. Everybody wanted to do everything that we could.
I was very proud of it. It was just a great moment of just showing how well our nursing team and our community could come together to reach out to a patient to provide the care and the services that he needed in this situation.
One of the things that we came up with was putting him in Hastings, making sure the wounds got healed up, getting as much off weight-wise as we possibly could so that the surgeon would say, okay, let's give this a try. So they admitted him to Hastings, and that got the ball started.
PT was very adamant about, okay, since you're here and we're working out, we're going to try to get you to stand up again. Sometime, I forget the date, but I stood up for the first time in like 4 years, 3 or 4 years. I didn't take no steps, but just standing up was awesome, you know. My surgery was in June 11, 2024 at OU Medical. I woke up and the mask was gone, and that began like the healing process. From the mask getting cut off to when I weighed again, I lost like 103 pounds. I had to go to rehab for 2 weeks to learn how to walk again. That first day I was there, I only took like, I think they said 7 steps. And by the time I could leave there, I could take like, I think it was like 68 or 69. So I've just been slowly getting better and better. It's still tough, you know, sometimes I still have like baby deer legs when I'm like, whoa, you know. But I'm learning to get better and get around better and stuff. And it's thankful to the Cherokee Nation for it because they all help me real good. And they're always there. And sometimes they're there to cheer me on, and I need that, you know, because sometimes it's very easy for me to get complacent, not want to go on or do anything more. But they're always there like, yeah. And, you know, I'm getting out and I get to go to football games again. I get to go, like when the town has like parades and stuff for Christmas and Thanksgiving, and I get to go to that. I get to watch football with my family. You know, I'm starting to be more proactive in my community now. Just be around my family and laugh around my family. And I get to see my little cousins grow up and play like t-ball and stuff like that. And it's just a life, like it's to life again, you know, and I'm just thankful for that.
Somebody needed to give him a chance, and Cherokee Nation was able to do that.
By no means has it been easy. It's been tough, but it's another chance, and I'm very grateful for it, and I don't want to take it for granted. I want to do what I can to repay them in any way I can because I'm just thankful for them.
He comes and visits our church often, and I turn around and see him sitting there, and I'm just, you know, so excited. And he's going to Bible study multiple times a week and in different places and things like that. And so he's actually able to live.
This was a great opportunity for our nurses to really shine in what they do every day, but in a very unique and such an impactful scenario that really changed the life of not just Mr. Wickliffe, but I think everybody that was involved with his care and with the following up on his care and seeing the transition in his life was just something that was really remarkable. And it really made you look at how we deliver care and how we can continue to look for patients that are very similar to him and how we can potentially save a life or at least make quality of life much better for that patient.